friends, we are going to look at an interesting topic today. A ship out of Argentina, a Navy training ship, the ARA Libertad, which means freedom. That's Buenos Aires, the capital of Argentina, but this is actually Port of Spain, Trinidad. And that's the Argentine Navy vessel. It's a frigate. It's docked at the Port of Spain port. And you can see the Trinidad and Tobago flag flying there. But I don't want to emphasize Trinidad and Tobago. This is about Argentina, the vessel that is there, the National Day celebration that is going to be on board that ship. So later in this video, you'll see me on board that ship. Unfortunately, this was recorded during sunset. In fact, the sun was already going below the sea line almost. That's the Hyatt in the background. And so the lighting wasn't that great, but still good enough that I could pick up a lot of this for you. It's a magnificent ship, built in the 1960s, I believe. That's the name of the ship there. You could see on the steps going up. That's the waterline. And this is the sunset in the background. Really nice. This part here actually of Port of Spain, a part of the port, is where the cruise ships come in and dock. Now, as with my other videos, I always complain about permissions. I got permission from the ground crew, security, to record here, and from the officers aboard the ship. So no problem there. That was great. Finally, some logic prevailed in the promotion of things that happen in Trinidad and between the two countries. You could see the flag there of Trinidad and Tobago and the flag of Argentina, both side by side. And that was part of the celebrations. This ship always goes to different places in a spirit and theme of peace. And one of the things that they wanted to emphasize while here is the cooperation between Argentina and Trinidad and Tobago. I was surprised in hearing one of the conversations, or I should say one of the speeches given by the ambassador, of how much exports are given to Argentina from Trinidad and vice versa. And it seems to be increasing. Maybe I can get an interview with the ambassador at some point in time and look more into that. Anyway, we're on board the ship now, and you can see it's getting darker and darker. There's lighting, but it makes recording a bit difficult. That's a miniature version of the ship on display. And that's my beautiful wife. She was posing for a shot. She is an Argentine, true and true. It's one side of the ship, and that's the sea line there. They had that runner, little small dinghy boat in the water. It's just a really nice atmosphere, and I don't know if you know much about Argentines, but they are very friendly people, very welcoming, very hospitable, and in many regards very humble. And it was great to have them there. They had these waiters and waitresses there. Not sure if they were Argentines or part of the crew, or if they were hired, but they were serving. It's one of the hatches to the door to go inside. Now this is the front of the ship. Where we were is the back. I'm not going to use all the terms of a ship, port and bow and whatnot. I'm just going to say front, back, etc. Right? You could forgive me for that. That helps other people to understand where I am in relation. So this is the front. This is where people will see stuff happening. They had lighting to emphasize the sails and whatnot. You'll see a little bit of that later in the video. And towards the front here, you could see the Hyatt in the background and Port of Spain, and the actual cruise ship complex to the left. I'm just going to stay here and pause a bit just to give you that nice shot. So even though it's pretty dark now, I thought the camera did pretty well in picking up that. A nice part of Port of Spain. And this is what I was talking about, the lighting. You can see how rich the colors show. That's where the sails are. This is actually a sailing ship, and it has broken many records for the speed at which it moves. And that's on the right there is the cruise ship complex. So you can see when the light turns how it all looks. It's really nice to look at. Again, I'm trying to give you a visual so you can feel what it's like when I'm there. And that's me. You often will say to me that, oh, we don't see enough of you in the camera. Well, there I am. My wife was with me, so she held the camera so I could get that shot. You get a bit of Port of Spain port there. I believe that's the part where the pilot of the ship would be. And here's a plaque describing the name of the ship and its year when it was finished. So it's running all this time in 2023, and this ship is still going strong, training many in the Navy, the Argentine Navy. On board, all the officers, all the crew, all the sailors, they were very friendly, very welcoming. Not all of them could speak English, but they were still very pleasant. Near the front where we entered on board the ship, there was this part to show, I guess, all the officers and those connected to the ship. And they are singing the anthem here. Let's listen. And in case you're wondering, they also sang the local national anthem. Among other things, this was a speech given by the ambassador ahead there with local government. Not going much into that, but it was a nice affair. They gave these bamboo wraps with sahina and even had mini rotis and other things that were vegan as well, and some steel pan. Thanks for coming.